The actress and singer Barbra Streisand is jumping into the political arena and striking out at Republicans. Now, Barbra Streisand, well, she's been one of Debbie's singing heroes. And in fact, there are people who say that Debbie sounds a little bit like her. And since my producer is in studio, maybe we can hear a line or two about this.
Memories like the corners of my mind.
Now, I gotta tell you, that's the old Barbra Streisand.
Misty watercolor memories.
Now, that's not how Barbra Streisand sounds now. To figure out how she sounds now, you got to get the Dinesh version. Memories of a time when I could sing, but those times are long gone, so now I'm into BSing. Well, anyway, this is Streisand, who apparently says that Republicans want an authoritarian state. Why? I'm quoting her from a tweet. The GOP no longer believes in free and fair elections. That's why they're taking away the rights of voters. Now, let's pause here for a moment. How does saying that you can't vote, let's say on Sunday morning, take away the rights of voters? Does saying that you require an ID take away the rights of voters? Does saying that you can't collect other people's ballots and deliver them in your Volkswagen in the trunk of your car, is that taking away the rights of voters? No. Now, who does the Constitution assign the task of setting election laws? The answer? The states. Who's passing these laws that regulate how elections can and should be held? The states. They're acting in accordance with the Constitution. And by the way, the state legislatures who are passing these laws, they are democratically elected. These are people ultimately who have been given their authority to act by the people themselves. So where's the question of subverting democracy in any way? Very interestingly, Barbra Streisand uses this term, authoritarian. It brings to my mind that while the right is accused of being authoritarian, Trump was accused, he's an authoritarian. What the left is doing right now in this country, and this is what they're trying to divert attention away from, they are actually acting in a manner that is not just authoritarian, it's totalitarian. Now, this distinction between authoritarianism on the one hand and totalitarianism on the other was developed almost a generation ago by none other than Jeane Kirkpatrick. Remember, Reagan's ambassador to the UN, Jeane Kirkpatrick, also a professor of strategy at Georgetown. And in a famous article called Dictatorships and Double Standards, Jeane Kirkpatrick contrasted authoritarian governments. A good example of an authoritarian government would have been Pinochet's Chile. So Pinochet wanted to be the ruler of Chile, and as a result of doing that, as a result of coming to power by military coup, ruling by force, Pinochet would limit the rights of Chileans. They couldn't, for example, do political protests against him. He would have them arrested. But by and large, said Jeane Kirkpatrick in her analysis, the goal of an authoritarian and the goal of Pinochet is nothing more than to keep a hold of government power. That's what they care about. They don't actually care about running the ordinary lives of the people. They don't actually care about telling people what to eat, or how to think, or what religion to practice, or who they can hang out with, or what they can say at work, or what they learn in school. Pinochet was indifferent to all that. Why? Because his main goal was basically his own security in the palace. A totalitarian, on the other hand, says Jeane Kirkpatrick, is driven not just by the personal desire to rule, but by an ideological desire to regulate, to even sometimes to minute detail, the lives of citizens, to basically keep them subjugated and under full surveillance and full control. Think of that's what the Soviet Union did. It regulated the ordinary lives of citizens. If you want to go practice the Russian Orthodox faith, no, they'll shut down the Russian Orthodox Church. And that's what is happening in America, I'm very sorry to say today. Think of your right to free speech. Do you still have it? I would suggest that you don't. Your right to assemble. Do you still have it? Not entirely. Your right to worship. Do you still have it? No, you don't. It's operating currently, right now, under very restricted conditions. Your right to self-defense, that's being questioned. There are talk about laws that would, in all kinds of ways, block your ability to defend yourself. Your right to raise your kids as you want. The left says no. Your right to bake a cake if you're the Colorado Christian baker. No. If you do it, they're going to force you to bake a cake and express views you don't want to express and articulate a set of beliefs that runs athwart or against your moral convictions. This is the very definition of totalitarianism. It comes out of the word total control of the lives of citizens. So Barbra Streisand, my message to you is don't worry too much about this fake, bogus authoritarianism. There's no authoritarianism coming from the right, but there is totalitarianism coming from your own side, which is to say from the left. That's what you need to worry about. That's what I need to worry about. That's what America needs to worry about.